Good morning. It's been a very long time since I've done a video for this channel. We've been very busy establishing our new farm here and have not had a lot of time for making videos, but this was important enough I thought I'd revive the old YouTube channel. I'm out here assessing flood damage. We've had some big storms here in Tennessee and we're praying the water stays low. But thus far we haven't had too much major damage, just some plants and a little bit of infrastructure here and there, nothing too bad. But this video is not about my farm. This is about Polyface Farms. Many of you are probably familiar with Polyface Farms. It belongs to Joel Salatin, who's a true pioneer in regenerative agriculture and an inspiration to many homesteaders, myself included, probably a lot of you who watched this channel. And just recently, I believe today, Joel Salatin put out a memo asking that in the case that the USDA or other federal agents show up at his farm to cull his chickens forcibly, to deprive him of his rights, and attack his farm, that people show up to peacefully resist the federal government if that is the case. He's secured the assurance from his local sheriff that if they show up without a warrant, that the sheriff will run them off. But if they do show up without a warrant, he's going to rely on us to protect him from that overreach. To all of the Christians in the group, and by the way, this is all over the bird flu narrative, which his blog has a very good article on the absurdity of killing all birds over it. They're not trying to stop bird flu. We know what they're trying to do. They're trying to seize control of the food supply and destroy small farms. And so we need to stand with Joel Salatin because he's a marker for all of us, and we need to set a precedent for resisting federal overreach. Or else we will not be homesteaders. We will not be farmers. They don't want us doing this. They don't want us being self-sufficient and drinking clean water and clean food, reducing our dependence on their lobbyist crony corporations, such as pharmaceutical corporations and food corporations and chemical corporations that control government through lobbying. We have to protect ourselves by protecting Joel Salatin. So in the event that this occurs, he's going to put out a big memo, which will probably be shared around. I would share it here on this channel, and he would share it on his blog, on his Polyface Farms website. And we all need to show up and protect him peacefully if that happens. To the Christians who are sometimes shy away from civil disobedience, I would encourage you to read Romans 13, where it talks about obedience to the civil authority, and realize that the highest civil authority in the land is the Constitution. Whether you like the Constitution or not, that's the government. That's the highest civil authority. So when government breaks that and violates people's rights, they are to be restrained and contained and resisted, and it's okay. And it's godly and correct to resist government in that case. In fact, if you don't resist them, you're not obeying the highest civil authority in the land. So it's your duty as a Christian to resist tyranny. The federal government really is the enemy of homesteaders and farmers. It's not our friend, and they are violating the Constitution. The people sitting behind those desks in Washington, D.C., they're not even our government. They're not the constitutional government. They're just people occupying those buildings by force, essentially, putting on the charade of elections. And so it is well within our rights and is well within our purview to protect Joel Salatin in this case. So please stay tuned to his website and to the happenings, and prepare to go to his farm if in any way you can. I know I will be preparing to make whatever necessary sacrifices I need to be able to be there and stand up for liberty. There's precedent for this. I was in Oregon during the Oregon standoff when a bunch of ranchers stood off the federal government when they tried to seize the Bundy family's cattle and kill them. And they protected constitutional liberty that day, and they protected his cattle, and they protected farming, and it worked. They won. They beat back the feds. So it can be done. And hopefully it won't be necessary, but do stay tuned. Thank y'all.